If you have sore and painful feet, don't worry, you've come to the right video. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple but effective exercises that you can do to improve the mobility of your feet and hopefully reduce your pain and improve your function. So let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed DeBoo, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. Now the foot is a pretty complex design. There's 26 bones in the foot. And the reason is it's because it's designed for all sorts of crazy type of function. But for the most part, we are not walking barefoot very often. We're all wearing shoes, which is like a little coffin for our feet. And then we wonder why our feet start to get stiff and painful. So if we can improve the mobility of our feet and get it moving a little bit more like it should, chances are they're going to hurt less. So go ahead, take a second, take off your shoes and socks, and let's get to work. The first exercise we're going to do is called the finger fan. And what you'll do is it's almost like a human toe spreader. So you'll get your fingers in between each toe. And you want to go down as far into the web space as you can. And it's going to be a little tight because a lot of times our toes aren't used to spreading out that far. So what does it look like on a real person? So here's a patient of mine that's having all sorts of foot and ankle issues. And so you can't hear her, but she's not happy right now because she's getting a lot of tightness in her foot. So once you get your fingers in there, you're going to work on twisting as far as you can into both directions, because the middle part of the foot is where we get most of our rotation. And then what you'll do is you'll squeeze, almost like you're trying to traction your toes a little bit off and get a stretch on the front of your foot. Another common thing that I see are hammer and claw toes, and you'll notice that that middle part of the joint is flexed. So she's starting to develop a little bit of a flexion of that PIP joint. And then what happens is the end of the toe starts to compensate and go into extension. So the way where we're going to treat this is we're just basically going to put a firm pressure right at that middle joint and just try to stretch it out a little bit. So this is me working on her foot, and then in a second, she's going to work on it at home, and she's going to apply that same pressure in through that. And then what I would do is, even though for her, just that second toe is the most involved, I would go through each one of our toes and give that a little bit of a stretch. Another thing that's common is overlapping toes. And so in this situation, what we'll do is we are going to work on spreading apart each toe as far as it goes, and you're going to get a nice little stretch in between each toe. So first we're going to pull them apart as far as we go. And then we're going to start working on going up and down. And then just pause a little bit when you get to the end range and kind of feel that stretch. Now what's common is that you might have a couple of toes where it's tighter than the other. And if that's the situation, you're going to stay there a little bit longer and give it a little bit more of a stretch. So first you're going to pull them apart, then you're going to go up and down with them as far as they can go, trying to improve the mobility between each one of your toes. One final tip I have for everyone is before you put your shoes on, take a minute to go ahead and do some of these stretches on a regular basis, even before your feet start to hurt. Your feet, and particularly your toes, will thank you. All right, thank you very much for watching. If you found the video helpful, please consider subscribing and turn on your notifications so you never miss another one of our videos. And until the next video, keep exercising, and we'll see you then.